Joshcast, dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's the podcast that won't die, dun, 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 dun. Oh, and it's weird because I'm recording this one right after dun, 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 the last podcast. Usually I don't do that, dun, 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 dun. Oh, but I'll probably wait to post this until dun, 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 next week, dun, 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 Joshcast, dun, 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 dun. Yes, I think here's why. I'm recording. This is podcast episode 45, and I'm recording it right now because the last episode was episode 44, and my mother told me at one point that the number 4 is a bad luck number according to the Italians. So I don't want to spend the whole week knowing that I was recording an episode that had 2 4s in it, and I wanted to make sure that I spread it out and have an episode 45. So I'm doing it right now, and I guess as I'm talking, I'm debating whether or not should I just release it along with 44. Is that too much to do a double feature, a podcast double feature? And I'm honestly, I wasn't thrilled with how 44 turned out, and I feel like with 45, I can, now that I've gotten 44 out of the way, I can hit 45 and really hit the ground running here. I feel like I'm warmed up. I've got some things to podcast about. I've got some podcasting things. What to start with? I hate podcasts. Let's go right there. I do. I think they're too long. I think I'm jealous of people who have successful podcasts. I feel like there's always, the podcasting came about and it's like, oh, this is really successful. All these, and so everyone jumps on the podcast train. Same thing with Twitter. Twitter comes along. Everyone's getting writing jobs off of Twitter. And then as soon as I get on the platform, no one cares anymore. And then I think, well, is it me? Is it the platform? I never seem to get out front of these platforms. And actually, my thought was, I really wonder if I wouldn't have better luck if I went in the opposite direction as everyone else. And if I went to what if I should put everything on MySpace? Maybe they're not expecting that. You should find me on MySpace. That's where I should go. And you can go before on that. America Online. That's where I do all my stuff. America Online. Or even further than that. Vinyl. That's all. I've got my stuff. It's out on vinyl. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Podcasts, vinyl. Books, movies, all on vinyl. That's where I'm going. Transition. If I am waiting a week before I post this, am I going to wait a week? I might just post this right after the last one. Who cares? But is it too much podcast? Is it too much podcast in one sitting? You might be wondering. Episode 44, episode 45, at once like this. It's insane. Seinfeld doesn't do that with comedians in cars getting coffee. Well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. Fine, because I don't want to wait a week. A lot can change in a week. Who knows? What will be going on next week. Who knows? Yes. So I want to make this sure. I want to make sure this is present. I want to be present with this. I'm rambling. I don't like rambling. I hate rambling. I want to have a point. What's the point I'm trying to make? What is it that is really bothering me? In the podcast a few minutes ago, I was talking about how I could be in a relationship if I have to get out there more. I have to share who I am more. I have to be open. I have to make time for another person. All these things sound horrible to me. They just sound so, having to share. Sharing my... That's an ideal relationship. That's what somebody told me. You got to be able to share your life with someone. That's what it is. You got to be able to share your life. Share your life with someone. I mean, what is... My life consists of eating sugar, writing basically the same variations of the same joke about being alone, and spending all day emailing and worrying. So, prospective girlfriend, which piece of that pie do you want? Which bite would you like to, shall we worry together? Oh. Shall we worry together? Shall we fret about the end of the world? Shall we opine? Shall we whine? Shall we dine on the tears of our life? I didn't expect to do that. I really didn't. I feel like I should issue an apology to someone on that one. I don't know where that came from. That's not the point. I don't want this to turn into an opera cast. That's ridiculous. Transition. And now, it's time for the Phantom of the Opera podcast. I'm your host, The Phantom. Today's topic: mask making. Now, I find, quite frankly, that it's very difficult to make a mask that I approve of. There's a lot of different ways to make a mask. Is that even true? I barely know what I'm talking about. I enjoy writing operas, and the way for me to get an opera produced is to threaten to kill people. And I find that has worked rather well. There are days where I think to myself, if I was really a good writer of operas, I probably wouldn't have to tell people that I would kill them. They would probably just want to perform the opera. And sometimes I let that get me down, and I get into a down place. But then I tell myself, listen, Phantom, the operas that you do are really, really good. And because you have this face and these severe emotional problems, you do not have the same marketing opportunities that other opera writers have. You have to get creative. A normal opera writer could just walk into an opera house, have a polite conversation with the owners, perhaps hum a few bars, and sell their work. You do not have that charisma. So you have to find a unique way of marketing your property. And how do you do that? By threatening to kill people. And then I feel better. And then I compose another opera. This is the end of the opera podcast. The end of the opera podcast. I'm so alone. So that was the end of the Phantom of the Opera podcast, but that's not the end of my podcast. My podcast is still going. That was a podcast within a podcast. We'll see how that works out. I mentioned in the podcast 5 minutes ago that a woman read my tarot and said that it could be that a podcast is what really turns it around for me this year. And I hope she's right. I really do hope she's right. But no, I look at it two ways. Either she's right and she really is foreseeing the future, or maybe she's reading what's really happening and giving me ideas. And maybe, she's given me $1 million idea that I'm turning into a, $100 idea. I feel like that could be what's going on right there. Transition. I want to tell another story. That's what I want to do. I enjoyed the storytelling portion. I want to tell I want to come up with an episode of Star Trek, or I want to come up with a Star Trek like sci-fi series. But I want all of the characters to be Jewish. And I know Mel Brooks did the Jews in Space. This isn't quite like that. This version is something I like to call God, I Hate Space. That's how that works. God, that's how it's called. God, I Hate Space. And here's the opening credits. Ding, ding, ding. Space. It's more of the same. It really is. These are the voyages of the starship Alan Alda. Its 5-year mission to explore worlds that other bigger, more powerful ships have explored and have deemed safe. To seek out life that is cool with just having brunch. To carefully go, again, where those aforementioned large ships have gone before. Dee 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 dee. God, I hate space. Dee 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 dee. Ship flyby. Shh. God, I hate space. Dee 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 dee. Ship flyby. Shh. God, I hate space. Dee 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 dee. God, I hate space. Episode 45. Captain's log, stardate 265, mark 427. We are currently in orbit around an unexplored planet. I specifically said to my crew, if it's unexplored, don't go there. And what do? They go there. And I'm terrified of what's about to happen. We're about to hail the aliens right now, and as a precautionary measure, I have filled out my will, and as has everyone else in the crew. And there's two possibilities: either we're going to die, or we're going to get really aggravated. And let's just see what happens. Lieutenant Menkowitz. Yes, Captain. Lieutenant, what's the name of the alien race? I don't. Do I even want to know what the name of the alien race is? What's the name of the alien race? Why, yes, Captain. The name of the alien race. They are called the Death. What? Yes, they are called the Death. You're kidding me. No, they are called the Death. Are you sure you got the translation correct? They're called the Death. We're about to talk to an alien species called the Death. What else do we know about them? They kill. Good to know. All right. Well, hail them. Hailing frequencies open, Captain. All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Menkowitz. All right. Attention, the Death. I'm the captain of the Alan Alda. I'm Captain Berkowitz. And I just want to let you know that we are going to leave right now. I'm so sorry. Whatever has happened or is about to happen, I just want to start out by saying I am sorry on behalf of all my crew. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're already annoyed by this. I'm sorry. We're going to turn around and leave right now. We're receiving a response. Oh God. All right. All right. Put it through. What the hell was that? That was the response. Yeah, yes, I got that, but do we know, can we translate what that was? I believe, sir, that we were just hissed at. They hissed at us. That is correct, sir. They hissed at us. Oh, my. All right, just turn around. We're going to turn around right now. Let's just turn around. Sir, we're caught in some kind of tractor beam. All right. Excuse me. The Death. Like I said, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Okay, what are our options? Captain, we are going to have to raise shields and arm our weapons. The paperwork that we're gonna have to go through with this. Are we sure that all right, raise the shields, arm the weapons. Oh my gosh. All right. And on top of it, has anyone checked? Is this an endangered species? Do we know if this is an endangered species? Little is known about the Death, other than the fact that they are a pestilence. Oh God, we're between a rock and a hard place here. You realize this? Because if we destroy the Death, we're going to get letters, and we're going to be accused of being imperialist. That's what we're going to be told. You're imperialistic, and you're going, and it's not fair. We didn't even do anything, and already they're hissing at us. Sir, we are about to be pulled into the atmosphere. What are your orders, sir? The death. Hey, maybe there's a miscommunication. I don't know. Maybe you don't mean to do this, but you appear to be pulling us into the atmosphere, and that's going to destroy the ship, and we can't let that happen. So we have to stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Okay. Is that all you do? Is hiss? Is that all you do? Is hiss and kill? Is that what? I don't know how to react to that. How do you want me to? You have fire the weapons. Fire the weapons. Status report. The death appears to be the dead. I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you did that. You have to admit, it was kind of funny. I mean kind of. Emphasis on the kind of funny. Not the killing part, but saying the death is the dead. That was. Can we go now? Can we go? Okay. And guys, seriously. And ladies, sorry, this is the future, and we're egalitarian. People. Whatever the next planet, if you find a new planet, don't go there. We'll email someone and they can go there. Let's go to a planet we've already been to. Let's just set a course for Mars, okay? Go to Mars. Let's go to Mars. Nothing's there. It's nice. We've been to Mars before. We're not expecting anything. Set a course for Mars, please. Thank you. This is the end of the podcast, the end of the podcast, and the children sing and the children play. This is the end of the podcast.